Wet wrapping with Tubifast bandages has transformed the lives of hundreds of children with eczema. It involved the application of liberal amounts of emollient and then a wet layer of Tubifast bandages followed by a dry layer. Wet wrapping works because it rehydrates the skin and reduces the itchiness associated with eczema, helping your child to sleep more comfortably. It may look complicated to start with, but with this step-by-step guide and a little practice, the process will soon become a natural part of your daily routine. The secret of trouble-free wet wrapping is thorough preparation. First, choose the correct size Tubifast bandages. The bandages are available in a full range of sizes. For children under 5, you'll usually need yellow line Tubifast for the body and green line for the arms and legs. For children over 5, you'll probably need yellow line Tubifast for the body, green line for the arms, and blue line for the legs. Red line Tubifast is also available for babies. The application of a good emollient is an essential part of the wet wrapping process. Because you need to use so much emollient, a 500-gram tub will usually last a baby for 2 weeks, a toddler for 10 days, and a child for 1 week. If your child's condition is severe enough, steroid cream may be prescribed to help reduce the inflammation. Normally, steroids are applied several times every day, but under wet wraps, they are only applied once in 24 hours. Therefore, the strength of the steroid should be enough to clear the eczema, allowing emollient to be used on its own as soon as possible. The ideal time for wet wrapping is just after a bath and about an hour before bedtime. To moisturize dry, itchy skin, emollient can be used instead of soap or as a bath additive. Tubifast wet wraps have their maximum effect in the first 8 hours, so this gives both the child and the family a real chance of a restful night. The bandages should be cut to length before bathing, so that they can be applied as soon as possible after the bath. For the arms, you need to pull out the appropriate bandage from the top of the shoulder to the tips of the fingers and add about 3 inches. Then cut 4 of these lengths, 2 for each arm. Now measure from the thigh to the tips of the toes, and again add about 3 inches. Once more, cut 4 lengths, 2 for each leg. For the body sections, measure from the top of the neck to the base of the bottom. You'll need to cut 2 lengths of this section. Then use a felt-tip pen to mark the armholes and cut small slits in the bandage. You may need to make the armholes a bit bigger when you put the body section on. Finally, cut 8 1-inch strips from the leftover bandages to make the ties, which you'll need to hold the suit in place. After a bath, gently pat your child dry. With all the bandages cut to length, you need to put 2 arm lengths, 2 leg lengths, and 1 body length into warm water. Rub the recommended amount of steroid cream into any particularly nasty patches. Then apply a generous helping of emollient all over the body. It's important to use a downward motion to stop the hair follicles becoming infected. Squeeze the excess water out of the Tubifast bandages and put them on while they're still warm and wet. Start with the body section and then ease the Tubifast onto the legs and arms. Try to avoid dragging the bandages along the skin because this can remove some of the emollient. Then repeat the process with the dry Tubifast so that you end up with a 2-layer suit. To keep the Tubifast wet wraps in place, you need to cut matching holes in both layers of the suit and the legs and arms. Thread the ties through the holes and tie them up securely. You usually need 2 ties for each arm and 2 for each leg. If you're worried about your child pulling the bandage up to scratch, it's possible to make finger holes and toe holes at the end of the arm and leg coverings. Babies and children who do not wear ordinary shoes can have a double-length single bandage on each leg. All you need to do is wet half of it, pull the wet half onto the leg, twist it round at the toes, and then pull up the dry half. Normal clothing can then be slipped over the wet wraps. Your child will feel damp for a short while, but this doesn't usually cause any problems, especially with younger children. Tubifast wet wrapping means not just active days, but restful nights too. It quickly becomes a part of your daily routine and is an ideal way to control eczema in children.